Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from the Crypto Basic. Expert says XRP will surprise everyone, as 401ks could pump trillions into XRP ETFs. So we all know that people could include crypto in their 401k, thanks to the president's executive order. But Black Swan Capitalists said this: Trump opened the door for 401k funds to flow into crypto, but there's a problem people can't see. Your 401k won't give you real crypto, just ETFs, paper exposure, and no ownership. Your 401k will only let you buy ETFs that track Bitcoin or other assets. That means you never hold the real thing. The options are limited. They are weak and frankly useless. ETFs are watered down exposure at best. If you want real control, you need a self-directed IRA. This lets you roll over your 401k without penalties and directly invest in digital assets like XRP and more. Platforms like iTrust Capital make it easy. You get flexibility, tax advantages, and direct exposure without the headaches or costly mistakes that can happen with self-custody. Bottom line is that ETFs are a leash. A self-directed IRA is a better option. And I agree with that. I never was a fan of ETFs. But if ETFs are going to bring the institutions to the yard, I'm all for it. And I think that that's what's going to happen. But I think a lot of these institutions, once they finally realize what XRP is capable of, what it's built to do, they'll start buying the actual asset. We already see some companies creating XRP treasuries already. And I think they'll come in through the ETFs, but then I think they're going to invest in the real thing. But that's why I didn't like ETFs. It's like owning paper crypto. It's not real. Massive XRP move. Ripple just transferred 35 million XRP to an unknown wallet. Right away, everybody speculates when this happens. Oh, they're going to dump it on the XRP community. Usually what's really going on is Ripple is strategically positioning this XRP. Most likely, we will get an announcement that Ripple is backing this company or creating a new partnership, even a possible acquisition happening. You know, Ripple is not dumping on the XRP community. That unlock that happens every single month, most of that XRP gets locked back in month after month. Always happens. And you see Gemini, 589.1k followers. 589 is a number that is always going to be with the XRP community. It's programmed in. That's what everybody always says. I honestly think we are going to easily surpass $589 at some point. I think $589 might be a stopping point somewhere along the road, but we are going so much higher. Athena Labs approves BNB XRP hype into asset basket backing USDE stablecoin. So it looks like they're going to back this stablecoin with crypto. And I want to see where this goes from here, because I think we're going to see crypto backing other stablecoins as well. And this could also be another place where you'll see lockups of crypto happening, lockups of XRP happening. This is just the beginning. Others will follow this as well. Are you now considering running it on public blockchains like Ethereum or Solana rather than the previously expected private blockchain? According to people involved in the discussions, huge difference. Get it right for once. So EU accelerates plans for digital euro stablecoin with potential rollout on Ethereum or Solana blockchain. Now, I don't know if the author of this got this wrong intentionally to throw hype around Ethereum, or if this is really going to happen. Why the hell would you ever run the digital euro on Solana? We all know about the downtime on Solana. And Ethereum, it's just way too slow and way too expensive. I want to see where this goes from here. Black Swan Capitalist says, no one surrenders the old system without a manufactured crisis. The legacy rails have to break in plain sight before the shift to ISO 222 and XRP can be sold as the solution. The catalyst won't be random. It'll be engineered. I still think we will see a crash before the rise of the Phoenix. Because how are they going to get people to shift over to the new system? You're always going to have people lagging behind. Every time you see anything that they roll out, there's always people that come in last. I think that crisis will eventually come. Will it be a liquidity crisis with the banking system? Will it be real estate and commercial real estate, residential as well, crashing down first? Something is going to break, and then all of a sudden they're going to come out with the solution. And that's when you will see the major shift happen from the current system to the new digital system. We're just not quite there yet. Here's how Swift taps XRP without a direct Swift Ripple link. So imagine this. You could use RippleNet without Ripple and Swift working together. When a payment is initiated on Swift GPI, the message is transmitted through the traditional banking system. RippleNet receives the same MT103 message through vendor-managed APIs. From there, RippleNet can route the transaction through exchanges and leverage XRP as a liquidity tool within its settlement layer. This setup allows banks connected to RippleNet to settle transactions that originated on the Swift network without Swift and Ripple working together directly. And what is Swift doing right now? They're testing out XRP privately. You know, everything happens privately before they finally come out of the testing phase. But one of the most vocal critics of this was Crypto Eddie. She publicly called on Neil Hartner, a software engineer at Ripple specializing in Ripple payments, to weigh in on this document and clarify whether the proposed workflow is technically viable, especially since Smoke did not cite a source. In response, Hartner described the scenario as plausible. He added that from a technical view, the flow could indeed be implemented. He noted that theoretically, a bank could send the MT103 message to the Ripple Payments, formerly RippleNet API, using the additional info field. However, Hartner also stated that he could not comment on specific vendor names, cautioning, "Don't read too much into my answer." What he's telling you is this is very viable and this could be what's going to happen, but he's not allowed to talk about it. You know, Brad could most likely come out tomorrow and tell us that Swift is going to utilize XRP, and nobody would believe it. What's holding Brad back from doing that? I think there's a lot of NDAs we don't even know about, and they're not going to tell you that this is the solution until it's already in place, till it's already being utilized. But this actually shows how RippleNet can work within the Swift network. Why blockchain companies will surpass Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft in value. Institutional investors recognize a critical truth about crypto. Blockchain adoption is set to become one of the greatest wealth creation events in history. Many people will make a lot of money. Over the past 2 decades, internet pioneers like Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft built immense value, transforming themselves into the most valuable companies in the world. But international finance and global commerce are far bigger sectors. Blockchain, as an internet-based technology that makes these systems faster and more efficient, will unlock returns on a scale the world has never seen. The difference between the dot-coms is that with crypto, this is a global event. This is going to take place all around the world. And the new financial system is going to be built to serve 8 billion people. That's the difference. And that's why the blockchains that are involved within the new financial system and the cryptocurrencies that are going to be part of the new financial system, they're going to be the most expensive assets in the world. And that's why I always told you, when it comes to central bank digital currency, stable coins, digital dollar, whatever, what you're holding is going to be so valuable. Say one XRP in the future will most likely be able to buy you a brand new car. That's the kind of value we are going to see in the crypto space. It's going to be massive. The great crypto divide, why Wall Street old guards still won't touch crypto. So what they're citing is that they need education, and if they see yield, then they might change quickly and enter this space. But it's already happening. And the companies that are getting involved now are going to get the upper hand on the competition. But they're going to come into this space wanting to make money as well. They're going to offer all kinds of returns on your crypto. They're going to make money, and you're going to make money at the same time. You're going to get passive income from this. And that's why you will never want to sell your crypto in the future. You're not going to have to. You're going to be able to sit back and not have any worries. That passive income money is going to be flowing into your bank account month over month. And I got to address this because a lot of people said, I just hate Bitcoin maxis, are Bitcoin holders. So the happiest Bitcoin people I know only own between 2 and 6 Bitcoin. Enough to feel part of something, not enough to destroy their personality. Everyone above 10 Bitcoin turns into a different person. Everyone above 100 becomes unrecognizable, unbearable. There's a wealth threshold where money stops improving life and starts consuming it. And I agree with that. I always address the Bitcoin retail investor, the guy who's working, or girl, a 9-to-5 job, putting in 20, 30, 40 bucks every week, hoping to achieve one whole Bitcoin. I always try to point out the flaws to them so that they can exit before they become exit liquidity. And if you ever talk to somebody that holds like 20, 30 Bitcoin, you don't even want to talk to those people. I've had interactions with people like that. I actually did work for a guy who was big in Bitcoin. And I told him I was invested into crypto. He says, you're not invested into crypto unless you're invested into Bitcoin. Everything else is a pump and dump scam and total trash. And you cannot reason with these people. You try to convince them that Bitcoin was a beta test coin, and they become very unhinged. And that's why when I talk about Bitcoin, I'm addressing the retail investor. I want to see every single hardworking retail investor in this space make life-changing money. And you're not going to get life-changing money out of Bitcoin at these price points. The better return on investment is in XRP. And Circle's financials are exposed. Circle's financials are horrible. You know, a lot of the money that Circle makes ends up going to Coinbase. And the possibility of Ripple buying Circle, that is still on the table. That's not a dead subject yet. I want to see what happens because Circle, there's a lot of problems there. They're even running USDC over the XRP ledger now. So no matter how you look at this, it's still going to benefit us as XRP holders. But I think Brad might have moved on from acquiring Circle. I think now they're more focused on getting that banking license and becoming an actual bank. But I just wanted to point this out because everybody's talking about this once again. Would I like to see Ripple acquire Circle? Absolutely. It would position Ripple even stronger in the stablecoin space. But does it have to happen? In my opinion, no. I think RLUSD is going to be a better stablecoin than USDC anyway. You know, when there's this many problems in the background, and all the income is going somewhere else, that could become a future problem down the road. I'm not saying that USDC is in any danger of losing its peg, but at some point, where does Circle say enough is enough, and then they sell out to someone else? That's why Ripple will be there to pick up the pieces. But no matter how you look at this, over the coming months, we are entering a very exciting time, and you definitely don't want to sell your XRP too soon. Make sure you have a game plan, and until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.